I'd like to call this Urbana City Council meeting for Tuesday, January 22nd to order. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Ms. Barnes?
Here.
Mr. Bowersox? Ms. Chenoweth?
Present.
Mr. Lewis?
Present.
Mr. Roberts?
Here.
Mr. Smythe?
Here.
Ms. Stevenson?
Present.
Mayor Pressing.
So the mayors and Brandon are absent this evening, and via ordinance, after a holiday, we say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
December 17th and January.
And the January 14th.
Okay, so it's for both. Any changes to the minutes?
I
Okay.
didn't see any corrections.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? That carries. Are there additions to the agenda this evening? Okay, I think we have a short meeting this evening. Petitions and communications. Is there anyone from the public who'd like to speak to the council this evening? Okay, we appreciate your presence. Under old business, we have reports of standing committees.
That's me.
Okay, Heather, if you could give us the committee of the whole report.
Ordinance number 2008-01-03, a ordinance amending Schedule J of Section 23-183 of the Urbana Local Traffic Code, prohibiting parking at all times on certain streets. This would be Prairie Winds Drive. For the committee, I so move.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? If not, would the clerk please call the roll?
Ms. Barnes?
Yes.
Ms. Chenoweth?
Yes?
Mr. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Mr. Smythe?
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson?
Yes.
B, ordinance number 2008-01-004, an ordinance amending Section 1562 and 5-262 of the Urbana City Code concerning fireworks. For the committee, I so move.
Second. We have a motion from Heather and a second from Lynn. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry. Roll call. If we could have a roll call and note Brandon Bowersox's presence.
Ms. Barnes?
Yes?
Mr. Bowersox?
Yes.
Ms. Chenoweth?
Yes.
Mr. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Mr. Smythe?
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson?
Yes. C, ordinance number 2008-01-002, an ordinance revising annual budget ordinance. This is contributions to the Economic Development Corporation. For the committee, I so move.
Second.
We have a motion from Heather and a second from Robert. Any discussion? Brandon?
Yeah, this is one where I'll abstain again just due to any perceived conflict of interest.
Okay. I also wanted to state I'll be abstaining on this vote due to a potential conflict of interest. All those in favor? Actually, I'm sorry. I keep thinking we're in a committee of the whole meeting. I put my council brain on. So could we have a roll call, please, Phyllis? Oh, I'm sorry. Charlie, go ahead.
Ron, does an ordinance revising the annual budget ordinance take 6 votes? Okay, yeah, it seemed to...
And we don't have the mayor here. Isn't
don't have
she
the
supposed to be
mayor.
here on budget?
Yeah.
So she can vote on budget, but I'm not sure if she's
Yeah,
required.
I'm not
She's
sure
just
what-
able.
Right. It doesn't take 6. What happens if 2 members are recused themselves so that we don't have a...
'Cause we only
where we have a
have
situation
5.
where... Does it just take 5?
Yeah. Oh.
Takes 2/3.
We're okay
But if
with
we're-
that.
if 2 people are recusing themselves, they don't count as part of that.
Right. Correct.
Yeah, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We
have 5.
We have
We're
5.
good.
We have 7 folks. We have 2 recusing.
Okay, so we have 5. Okay, we're fine.
Okay, any further discussion on this item? Okay, if we could have a roll call, please.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Can I revise my previous answer?
Go ahead, Ron.
When there are 5 present, 2/3 vote would be 4 that are necessary
To
We're
pass.
fine.
to pass.
To pass.
Okay. If we could have roll call vote, thanks.
Okay. Ms. Barnes?
Yes.
Mr. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Mr. Smythe?
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson?
Yes. And D is a discussion for Urbana's 175th birthday celebration, and Dennis Roberts is going to give us a presentation, and so the floor is all yours.
I'm going to use the elbow briefly so that for the benefit of to share those of the 3 of you here.
Okay.
And here's a couple FYI.
If we could put this in the mayor's. Thank you.
Okay, we're on. Yes, sir. No, I'm saying we are on, i.e. I'm ready. But I'm glad you're awake there, Ron. All right. Very interesting. Okay. Really, this is sort of, we realize, and there has been an announcement in the News Gazette on the Sunday edition that makes public the fact that, yes, indeed, we are actually in the year of the 175th anniversary of the founding of our city, which occurred on June 20th in 1833. Because we are proud of that fact and we wish to celebrate that experience, that historic event for our city, we are having a series of events which will be public celebrations during the coming year to honor that. And we have also devised a 175th year of Urbana logo to celebrate and to mark the occasion, which we'll be using on some of our materials so that we all can appreciate and know that this event is happening. We have a committee that was formed of interested people who have talked about ideas and how to tie in the existing community events to the upcoming calendar year. And we've given certain themes to the months because of the unique qualities within our community, and also because certain important things have happened at certain times during the annual year, and we're recognizing and marking those. Our first public event for celebration will be in February. It is, the President's birthday month. Lincoln's birthday is in February. And we're tying in our kickoff celebration with the fact of Lincoln's birthday. It's going to be an open public event on Sunday, September 17th, starting at 3 and ending at 5. February. Yeah, what did I say? Yeah, don't come in September, come in February. Thank you. And among the things that we're going to provide, it's going to be about a 2-hour presentation and fun at Lincoln Square Village. Schnucks Bakery has helped is helping us promote it. They're providing a 175-centimeter long birthday cake, which we'll all enjoy. The Park District is going to help with some lemonade and refreshments. The Urbana High School Choir will sing a happy birthday song to Urbana, among other pieces of music. The Bodacious String Band will perform music, and we have a commitment by the people who are coordinating the Sousa Archive on the University of Illinois campus to bring period instruments and have an ensemble. There may be other events. There's going to be events for children to enjoy. There's going to be art events sponsored by both the Community Arts Center and the Orpheum Theater. And we are also producing a 175-year calendar. It's going to be a calendar of historic notations and photographs of Urbana. And we expect to have that calendar ready for the public to enjoy and purchase during this event. And the great thing about the calendar is you might think that you've already missed a month. Well, this calendar starts in February and will go to February 2009 when we have the birthday of Lincoln during his bicentennial year. In March, the theme will be concerning the founding of the university here in our community, and the theme is University Days. In April, we're celebrating the arts by working with the Boneyards Arts Festival, the Urbana factor of that. And also we're celebrating the newly established Joseph W. Royer Arts and Architecture District. And we're going to be enlisting the assistance of the Urbana Arts Task Force projects that they may participate in. In May, the theme is Flowers of Progress, and we're featuring the works and the history of the Urbana Park District and the Public Works Department. In June is our Founding Day celebration, marking the 175-year event for Urbana. We're going to have a pretty big party. There's going to be a street party. There is going to be a lot of events in the downtown area. And we have a belief that we will be experiencing this year a special one-day festival called the Urbana Heritage Blues Festival, which is we're in progress right now of getting us planned. July features the history of the railroad coming to Urbana. As you may know, Urbana was a huge railroad repair yard. There was a roundhouse, and there were shops here in Urbana for years and years, up until about the 1950s. And so we're celebrating that history in July. In August, the theme is diversity, discovering diversity, and we're featuring the ethnic history of our town, our foreign students at Orchard Downs community, the public schools, and we're especially featuring the history of our black community with the artists and writers featured from the history of our community and the current choirs and groups. And it is also the time of the Urbana Sweet Court Festival. September is themed Media Madness, and we're looking to engage theater and modern media culture. So we were hoping that it'll reach the past, but also show the forward-looking and exciting new direction of media in our city, in our community. October is we're honoring the history of the Urbana police and fire departments. So the theme is Famous Fires and Infamous Criminals. It happens to be Fire Safety Month, and we are going to be celebrating the history of that part of our community and the service that those departments provide the city. In November, the focus is going to be on Urbana business and commerce, its history and its current status and its future. And in December, we're going to celebrate the holidays approaching with the theme of Victorian Holiday. Most of the buildings in the downtown area were built at the turn of the century, and we're hoping that the shops will participate with Victorian themes and decorations. That will end the annual calendar of events as far as the city goes, but just for your FYI, the calendar, as I said, that we're designing is going to go for 2 more months, and the themes in the calendar for the month of January will celebrate the women of Urbana, the famous women who have become artists, poets, business people, pioneers, and visionaries in our community. And in February, the celebration will be based on Lincoln's 200th birthday. So what I'm suggesting is that this list will be made available to the media, and it'll be the general outline for the months as we celebrate. And the city will have a few a few times during the year where we're going to have a larger celebration, and the other times will be mostly depending upon community tie-ins and participation. So we are very keen to talk to all kinds of groups in our community and encourage you to look at the themes that we've picked and to think of ways that your group may want to participate in some unique way, in your own way, during your own meetings and your own programs during the coming year to celebrate the happy birthday of Urbana, 175 good years and going strong. So I don't know if there's any questions about things that are happening.
Thank you, Dennis. Go ahead, Robert.
Well, we had one that was the 110th Congress will establish on May 20th, Black Baseball. Are we
Yes.
going to incorporate that?
Yes, I actually included that in the calendar.
Oh, did you?
Yes. I think I don't know if I put it into May or April. I may have gotten the wrong date.
Okay, it should be around, it was May 20th.
May 20th.
May 20th, okay. Well, I can make that adjustment. But yes, that was a presentation that we had last week, and I think it's a very valid one. Okay.
Go ahead, Heather.
Not a question, just a comment. Dennis, you obviously have put a lot of time and effort into this, and I appreciate it, and I'm guessing everyone else on the council does too, and I think that it's a neat thing to celebrate the city that we live in. So thanks for all your hard work.
My concept is, let's have a good party.
Yeah. Who doesn't like a
Let's
good
have fun,
party?
let's have a party. And some of these items are somewhat, they're proposed events as the calendar goes down into the end of the months. But we're trying to line these up, and if you have any connections or ideas to augment this and you want to participate in some new way or make some connections, please get a hold of us. Our next committee meeting is going to be February 1st, Friday at 4 o'clock here in the City Council rooms.
Charlie?
Dennis, I know the library was thinking about doing another tortoise and hare race in June. I don't know if that ties in with the event on the 28th, but I would suggest that as a tie-in as well for the starting the morning.
Yes, I've talked to the library director, Debbie,
Great.
and she's enthusiastic about tying that in. We thought perhaps there could be, it ties in because also in the history of, in the stories about Abraham Lincoln, there was a very famous foot race between Lincoln and the proprietor of the Pennsylvania Hotel, I guess on Main Street. And there might be a possibility that we'll see President Lincoln running again this year on Main Street. That's right. So I do appreciate all your comments and suggestions. Okay.
Dennis, I had a quick question, kind of, this was great and it looks action-packed. Is it that the calendar that goes on sale will have all the events on it for the year in addition to other historic events? Or how is it, is there going to be some kind of playbill that's going to be printed up that says all the different things people can come to? I mean, I know a lot of people particularly are looking for free events that they can take their children to. It sounds like these fit that criteria pretty well. How are we going to publicize this? And also, more mundane question, was there a budget put behind this? Is the steering committee going to coordinate it throughout this year? Just what are some of the logistical things?
Good questions. We're still, we just realized that this was coming to us at the end of November. We're kind of still creating it. I proposed the idea of having a calendar partly because I saw a handsome one locally that was produced, and I thought, well, that would be a great idea for us as well. I do have bids for the calendar. A certain printing company here in town is helping us with that. The mayor has looked at the budget and says that the city will be handling that. The sale, if we order a certain number of calendars and sell half of them, they'll pay for themselves, and then the rest will be income. There's also another item that the Urbana Business Association is working hand in glove with us and has a representative that's assisting in every step of the way along this for the coordination, and several other community leaders are too. So it's a little bit fluid. I think the idea of having a handbill is important. I think that if we're going to adopt the logo, we're actually going to make a poster to place downtown announcing events. And the events won't be on the calendar, but they could be in a sheet that it's included with the calendar. But it's an excellent idea, and I say it's a great suggestion to let people look at it and look at the future events as well.
Just a quick follow-up question. Are the exhibits that are mentioned here going to be all over the place? Or are they going to be exhibits in City Hall or at the library? Have you had a sense, because you name throughout, I mean, we're both visual people, so I know how you're thinking, which is what are the visuals for that particular month and what are we going to be showing?
That's right.
Where are you thinking of displaying these, the exhibits?
Well, the library has already, I've talked to them, and they are providing, for one thing that's going to happen is they're going to provide a display case for our use in the library lobby. We will have some things, we're going to ask businesses in the downtown area to put up just some displays. We'll have some displays at Lincoln Square Mall. And we'll be actually looking for other venues within the community to set up other things.
Robert, you had a question?
I thought, might have some T-shirts. Might have some.
Well, we hadn't come to that thought yet, but I'm sure we could find a way of doing that.
I mean, if you take all the events and start a composite, you can cover the entire year to 2009 on the T-shirt and call it a day.
If this event brought in money, excess money, we could actually then put some of the funds into projects in the downtown area.
Are you saying we don't have a budget?
I've talked to the mayor twice about establishing a specific, budget, and I haven't really specifically heard back. So I've got a way of paying as we go.
I would try to push that issue a little bit.
Thank you.
Well, actually, with respect to the T-shirts, you might want to, again, bring the library in because there's a T-shirt designed for the race. Maybe we just use the same T-shirt for the race and to celebrate the year.
See, I'm totally open. You guys help me invent it. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Dennis. Appreciate it. Yeah, we look forward to Lincoln running down Main Street. You said, we'll see what happens. Are there any reports of special committees? Okay, we have a report from John Snyder, our grants manager.
Good evening. I'll make it as brief as I can. I wanted to update you all on the annual action plan process for fiscal year 2008, 2009. As we understand it, another cut is looming. We think it's about 3% this year, which it's about the same amount, or 3% last year. So our CDBG grant, we expect to drop about $15,000, and our home grant will drop about $31,000. And we also don't know if we're going to get any ADDI grant money, American Dream Down Payment Initiative funds. And with respect to the public service activities, as you know, that we fund our transitional housing and our consolidated social, part of our consolidated social service grants with that funding, and there's a 15% cap on the community development block grant funds used for that. So in order to keep the 5 transitional housing units operating, we probably have to cut a little bit of the amount of community development block grant that's associated or that's allocated to community development or community service, social service grant programs. And we anticipate that we'll be able to budget our other housing related programs at similar amounts as we did in the last year. On January 29th, that's a week from tonight, I guess. Yeah, that's our Community Development Commission meeting, and our applicants for home and community development block grant public facility funding will be making their presentations. From the recommendations received from that, we will develop a draft annual action plan. We will review that in February, on February 26th with the Community Development Commission, put it out for public comment, and then until the next CDC meeting, which is March 25th, at that time we'll ask for a CDC recommendation for council to forward a committee of the whole on April 14th. At that time, any adjustments that council wishes us to make, and we'll take that information and finalize it for the next regular session meeting on, when is that, 4/21, April 21st. It's critical for us to work to finalize the plan for submission to HUD by no later than April 28th, so that we can have it in well ahead of our May 15th deadline. So that's pretty much the process.
Any questions for John about the annual action plan? Thanks. Not at this point. Any other reports from officers this evening? Okay. Under new business, we have one mayoral appointment. Megan Wolf, who is the director of 40 North, appointment to the Public Arts Task Force. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Just briefly, a quick update on the task force. The task force is actually wrapping things up and will be transitioning into a commission structure. And some of the folks on the task force are interested in serving on the commission, and some won't be or not interested. And so you'll see that coming up. We also have a program plan for the public arts program that we passed. We're going to actually, we have a couple of revisions we're making by the end of this week. We'll be sending the kind of, that version out both to council members and also to artists, excuse me, also through artists through 40 North and through Anna Hohalter's, our arts coordinator's listserv, and also to the public generally. And then the Arts Task Force is going to meet one more time in February and discuss basically that program and get the input from the members of the public and artists at that time. They will then likely pass it to council, and our second committee of the whole meeting in February will be discussing it. So stay tuned. You should be getting an email from with the program, and possibly in your packet with the program for you to look over. And feel free to have a dialogue with the task force. They've been working on this for the last 8-9 months or so. And feel free to show up at the meeting, send emails, comments to Anna Hohalter or myself, and we will get those comments to the task force to take into consideration. So that's kind of where things stand. Any other discussion? Go ahead, Robert.
I got an FYI for the council. I'll be your representative. There's a Smart Money Week in Champaign County. It's going to take place. It's a meeting of an advisory committee. It'll be meeting at Busey Bank. The SMART program was established by the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago. I'll be your representative on that. I'll give you an update on what that's all about. The program for our county will be in April, so I'll give you an update as it comes forward.
Okay. Just to wrap up things with the mayoral appointment, all those in favor say aye. Oh, excuse me.
Aye.
We have to have a roll call on this too, don't we? Oh, okay. All those opposed? That carries. Any other announcements from council members this evening? If not, we stand adjourned.